2017, can Americans expect a tax cut?
I think so, yes, and I think before the end of the year, I would like to say yes.
I think so. I would like to say yes. That doesn't sound definitive to me, but maybe I'm missing something. Senator Bill Cassidy, Republican of beautiful state of Louisiana. Senator, I'm getting the feeling that this is slipping away, is it?
No. I think what you have to recognize is that the repeal and replace of Obamacare is connected to tax reform. And you want to do both right. The president is committed to replacing Obamacare. That's tied in with tax reform. You want to get it right. In medicine, we like to say, don't just do something, think. And the president is thinking as he does something.
All right, but on the health care thing, he says that's a 2018 phenomenon. It could be. It could be pushed off. And I understand it's very complicated, but do you regret that Republicans made that the immediate priority and not something that could goose the economy quickly like a big old tax cut?
I actually think that doing something good about health care gooses the economy. If you repeal the employer mandate, all those employers who took full-time workers and made them part-time to avoid the employer penalty now hire them back. Doing something right on health care gooses the economy. Again, you do that plus tax reform. And by the way, under our Patient Freedom Act that Senator Collins and I introduced, health care would be kicked into next year because we'd give it to states to do it. We in Washington would do our part this year, states their part next year, and by the end of 2 years, it's all settled in the direction we're going. I would like to think that's what the president is thinking.
Have you guys sort of coordinated a timetable for this? I got the impression when the president was speaking to Bill O'Reilly that he was sort of throwing things out there, possible dates, time frames, but that it hadn't run by you and you nor had run anything by him.
Yeah, I think that what's happening is that as Congress works through its position, members become aware of the issues, the president brings his team on board, and then there's an accommodation both ways. We will adjust the time. I tell folks when you sit next to someone on the plane, you figure out where your elbow is going to go on the armrest. You don't say your elbow goes here and mine goes there. You just kind of figure it out. And that's what we're doing.
All right. Well, let's hope that works out. Because one of the things that has come up, and I wonder about it as well, push too far back, you get into 2018, a midterm election year. Generally not good for the party in the White House. Ronald Reagan knew that very well in the middle of his own tax cut proposal that was actually factored in over years. Republicans lost 26 seats. Could you imagine a situation where, hard as this might be imagined now, the momentum is slowed, Democrats gain significantly, maybe even take the House, and then your tax cut dreams die with Nancy Pelosi as Speaker?
First, I agree with you. We should do both tax reform and repeal and replace of Obamacare this year. I always believe that good policy is good politics. And if we have good policy, the economy begins to rise, people feel secure about health care, they're empowered, not the federal government, we will do quite well in midterms. I am confident of that.
What about Mitch McConnell has indicated that he disagrees with the president on some key areas, infrastructure spending for one. He went ahead and criticized the president for criticizing the judge in this ban ruling. He has said that Vladimir Putin, this is the Senate Majority Leader, that he's a thug. And he's not really keen on this investigation of voter fraud. Now, those are just 4 examples of a Senate leader who seems to be at odds with the president, or these things that shouldn't make a big deal of.
You know, it's no big deal. Mitch McConnell and the president are totally on board about our Supreme Court nominee, totally on board about repeal and replace, totally on board about doing tax reform. So in any adult relationship, there's going to be disagreements. How much more so between the executive and the congressional? But I think if you focus on the common ground, the areas of common ground are far greater.
All right. Do you think the nuclear option is out there, that is a simple majority to vote on the president's Supreme Court pick? Or do you think, you know, Senator McConnell, of course, a great protector of these standards that have tested this country well, will stick to them and thinks he has the 60 votes necessary to approve Judge Gorsuch?
I think that Mitch McConnell will do what it takes to make sure that the judge is nominated and approved. By the way, Clarence Thomas was approved 5149 or 5248, I forget which.
No, you're right.
So it's been a relative recent phenomenon that 60 were required. I think Mitch is also aware of that.
Senator, thank you very much. Good catching up with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Neil.